Okay, hey everybody. Your old buddy Johnny Lang here, of course, co-host of this wonderful show, Derek Stroman. And then I don't even know what the hell Spagnuolo does in this other bit. But and we got and we also got Tony Meatball Spagnuolo always as on Thursday nights. Welcome everybody to the punch. So before we get to our special guest, of course, we want to talk about the sponsor of our show. I don't even know what's going on here anymore. I need special emails tweeted or sent into my brain so I know
Right.
where we are with Gifty Garage, Gifty Boutique. All I know is if you do get on there, whatever it is, giftygarage.com, and you can use my discount code JL Show 15 and get 15% off. What do you got there?
I got Stroman 15% off as well. Everything site wide. Go there, take a look. There's something for everyone, the entire household, including the pets.
Go to the pets, got everything. Look right down there. You can see the discount codes. Head over to giftygarage.com, Gifty Boutique, and see what they got. And they got plenty over there.
What is it? What's their slogan again? Gifts that keep you classy
without breaking the bank. Yes.
without breaking the bank. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we got a special guest tonight. This young lady is a movie producer, and she's produced a bunch of different movies. But most importantly to us, she's producer and supporter of the Baltimore Bomb movie, and we appreciate it. We can't wait to find out what's going on with her. And that's Valerie Stilts.
Hey.
Hi.
She's kind of like our boss, Derek, if you think about it.
I know she's kind of the boss. She looks like the boss. She looks like
mostly your boss, though.
She's the boss lady.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. Val, welcome.
thank you.
First of all, we appreciate everything you do for us. I mean, as far as helping us get the Baltimore Bomb feature film rolling, which we actually start filming our first official scene tomorrow night.
So you had to pick the coldest weather, right?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. We filmed the short film. We filmed in February and January, and it was cold. So I think I'm getting used to this. Kind of. So Val, I know that there's some other things that you're involved in. We want to kind of find out. I think first of all, what got you into to the movie game to being involved with the production of feature films and that kind of stuff.
Well, it's something I always wanted to do, but it's like I began in Baltimore City as a volunteer when I was about 15 and worked in the Baltimore city movie office, where they give you they give permits and everything like that. So that was one thing, but I've always loved movies. I've always loved the magic, and how you can just escape like you do with a book, but then it's more visual. And so that's been like a theme, even though I went off to do Govy stuff and, went into more of a linguistics background. I still was part of a group through work which dealt with foreign languages. And so once I kind of just retired and we moved down here to Tennessee, because I'm from South Baltimore. Toot toot.
Big town in the house.
Big town. I know. I don't recognize my old neighborhood anymore. But yeah, we moved down here and actually started getting involved in it in probably about 2014. Worked on a web series as executive producer of, I don't believe it's out anymore. It's streamed, called Herrings, which had a great concept to it. And I got to know people. I was going up in the Philly area. I hadn't really connected with the Baltimore people, but I had throughout my life, like going to film things there, and it just like nothing ever really materialized. Plus, my work got really busy, so I traveled around the world and stuff. But once I got down here, I was like, let me give it another go, and so I was happy to be involved in that project. And then the bug hit me again.
Wow.
And I decided, okay, let me see what this Indiegogo stuff really has out there. And like anything else, it's a hit or miss. And you feel a vibe sometimes. Whether a project's something you want to work on, how well it's written to their concept of what they want, and how much they include you in on it. So, I've been really excited about not just the Baltimore Bomb, but the Slasher 15 Productions, which is out of Virginia. And Dave Kerr, he's done a whole bunch of stuff, and his work just gets better and better. So, when I say to actors and stuff, I'll say, hey, these people are solid. That means that I'm not going to send you down, a rabbit hole of misery.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, I've already had that experience with a few people, and it's just, it's like anything. You figure people out, and you figure, is it coming from a passion inside of them to tell the story, to bring it to life, and or is it just some kind of weird hobby?
Yep.
But as we all know, it's kind of a business.
Can,
So
can, can it be both?
it can, but you got to deliver after 2 years. You
Because
got
I mean, even you
You
said
have
so
to
after you
deliver after
retire,
2 years.
I mean? So it's like I'm older in life here,
I am
So
too.
even though I have a lot of passion for doing it,
Mhm.
at my age, it's still just kind of a weird hobby since I started so late. You know what I mean?
Well, Danny DeVito did. I mean, a lot of people did, so um yeah, I guess it's just you want the drama on the set, not behind the set.
No, yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, so I just said, hey, I want to stick with certain people that I know they're putting things out there. It's not just, the teaser number 20. And stuff like that is just important to me, because I think when people have a hobby, they want to get good at it. They want to hone in their skills and stuff. And I think there's a lot of really talented, wonderful people in this industry. And when you get into the indie stuff, it's more tight knit, and we all start to know each other, or we build a reputation. So when someone drops my name particularly, then they know it's pretty solid, because I've already told people, hey, I'm not going to be going with that person, whatever. And I don't really have to give a reason. I
That's
think
right.
it's,
That
yeah,
is
I
exactly
mean,
right.
we all want to be successful, and it's not even quantity, it's quality. So I'd rather somebody work on a project and, fix it as much as they need to before, like I said, releasing 20 teasers and never bringing anything of tangible value to the public. And so, it's neat, because I've been with us frozen in. I've been watching a lot to do with YouTube videos, and I'm surprised at how many good movies or independent movies are out there. And so we're all paying all this money for all these streaming services, and it's YouTube. I mean, so I think what's really helped the indie community was when the writers went on strike. because it gave us a chance to shine, get hustle and get in there. And the ones that you see continuing from 2023 into 2024, that's the ones that, are going to keep in that race.
Mm-hmm.
Is how I see it.
I'm super excited. I'm obviously I'm super excited about the Baltimore Bomb. I mean, I'm not talking any smack or anything, but until Nick Cage gets the part, I'm the Baltimore Bomb here. So, but I'm also excited about some other things that are going on here in 2024. Since you're saying that, and I think a little bit of we do like to do things. I like things to be good. I don't know about anybody else, but I think that you know the pandemic and kind of a little slow 2023 has got everybody over on our end with their the fires burning, and now we have a couple of different projects that we're going to be kind of filming simultaneously, and then after we're done Baltimore Bomb production, which I think I think everybody's kind of antsy to do some stuff this year. I'm pretty excited about that.
I think you're 100% right. 20 it's I think the COVID, the pandemic was just shut everything down, and now people are trying to get this footing, because 2022 into 2023 were odd years, but I think it doesn't stop those that really are on focus, on target, and have that set goal. So I'm excited to see not just the filming of Baltimore Bomb, but what other things Father Son Production may have in the works.
Well, I think, and I really believe in my heart and soul that that once the Baltimore Bomb, yes, the movie that we make, and I know it's going to be good. I'm just so pumped about it. But what I'm even more pumped about is the story getting out for other people to see. Uh, you know, Everything we're doing now is I feel like is this precursor to somebody seeing this story, and then then the Nick Cage thing and Ed Sheeran come in, and Denzel Washington's going to play the mayor instead of Derek, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Derek. If Nick Cage is playing me, Denzel's playing you.
They've called me to fill in for Denzel already.
No,
so
that's not that's not
just
happening.
letting you know.
And of course, Ed Sheeran will play Raven for Jimmy. I mean, that's just the kind of
Now we just got to get a funny guy in there like Dave Sheridan.
There we go. We got Spagnola over there. Comic relief.
I got to spend time with you guys because I don't know everybody's personality. So,
well, you remember the Lethal Weapon movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as the Lethal Weapon movies went on, then Joe Pesci came in as Leo Getz. So, well, that's it. Fuck you got through, Val. So that's it. So when we get into the summer and finally start filming our buddy cop comedy that seems like we've been working on for forever and a day.
Baltimore Vice.
That's what Spagnola here is going to be. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be able to share. Hey, Spagnola's an Offspring, and also what's the other thing that you're getting about to be in? The Offspring Kings of Kingstown in Pittsburgh.
I keep hearing
I'm waiting for them to call me. So hopefully we'll have something good. Yeah, I'll be hearing something good from that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That'll be my highlight. Yeah, Spagnola here is getting out into the real acting world. Besides us, once he gets in there, I'm going to wait for him to call me up, right? Spagnola. Thanks to these guys. I couldn't have done it without these guys, Valerie. These guys helped me tremendously through this situation that we're going through. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that's what family's all about, Spagnola. So, are you familiar with with any of those other projects that we
I
got?
I may have seen stuff come across, but I really haven't had a chance to research it.
Of course,
Um,
Tales from the Void too is coming up. I'm just that's only us, and we have
yeah,
so many other movie producers.
Tales from the yeah, I'm hearing about that. There it's kind of weird because like right like as the first of the year, I got like bombarded with all these like what is it, trying to pitch me this and pitch me that,
Uh-huh.
and be honest with you, I was like, wow, where is this coming from?
Mhm.
And
That lull, that
yeah,
2023 lull.
yeah, and I thought, wow, um I feel that I'm already dedicated to projects, and I know some from other production companies that are going to be in the works. And also too, I mean, I I want to try to do my own writing. I think y'all mentioned I was like horror. Horror is still kind of new to me, and I like that kind of,
Yeah, horror's fun.
yeah, funny horror, has that well, Bloody Summer Camp, that's one that comes to mind with Slasher 15. And that was just like I told someone else, that was a fluke. I was going through Indiegogo because, people are like, "Hey, look at my thing, look at my thing." And I went down and I saw something and it just caught my eye and I read it and I said, "Hey, I like this."
Right.
And their budget blew up. I mean, it was just they have such a loyal fan base, so they're getting ready to do I haven't signed on it, so I'm saying we, but they're getting ready to do Bloody Summer Camp 2, Red Horizon. And
Mm.
it takes you back to that time where you had those 80 movies that your
Yeah.
mom and dad
Oh yeah.
didn't want you to watch.
Ton,
Except
tons of
the neighbor, the
yeah.
neighbor who, "Come on, kids, nobody will know. You can play in here." And
Yeah, let you watch it over their
yeah,
house,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, I
your
remember those
parents are
days.
sitting in the bar drinking and they don't care. And then at night they're wondering why you can't sleep.
Yeah, because you're still thinking about that movie. You're
You're
like,
still
"Ugh."
thinking about
Yeah.
that
The
creepy
really
movie.
good movies got to you like that.
Mhm.
They just stuck with you,
But
and every time
also
you were by yourself, you were
they
scared.
had this formula. You know what I mean? So it
That's
was it was like a teen sex romp, except
yeah.
somebody was coming in there and cutting people up or something.
And I
Yeah,
could never figure out because you'd have the person find all of their friends pretty much dead. So then they
yeah,
hear a noise and they're like, "Amber? Amber, is that you?" It's like, "No, Amber, I mean, you just caught like 5 of them all outside
Hey,
dead."
Dad.
can I?
So
Yeah,
it
what
looked
was you gonna say?
Hey, Dad. Where the
like
black people be going? They be going out there. When they,
Always so Johnny kind of stole some of my thunder right there. How is it that every movie, well, it seems like that kind of philosophy in horror movies never gets old. Why doesn't it get old? Why does the black person still always almost die first? It still happens.
oh,
It's like it's it,
whoa.
I don't understand it. They know that everybody knows that this
because
could
they're
happen,
trying to
and
get
and
away.
somehow it's still a good
That's
movie.
because the
It's
black
weird.
person's the only one warning everybody and then running the hell out of there.
Yeah,
They
they're
got to
running
get
out.
everybody where they're going so they don't tell nobody to run.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the movie sells. The movie's good. It doesn't matter if they die first or not. But it still happens. And like you said, something scary happens, and everybody still sticks
Hey,
around. But
hey,
but
Dad.
that
Hey, Dad.
yes,
Hey, I'm
yes.
be out of
Hey,
there.
Dad. You want to write a horror movie where the black guy's the last one?
You know what?
Is that
It
what you're trying to say?
it would seem strange because we're not used to it.
All right, Derek. That's our project.
You
Let's
gotta
That's
do it.
you gotta
that's our
help
homework.
Miss Valerie can write it.
Yeah. Hey, right there, already Academy Award. You know why? Because the black guy's still alive at the end. Academy Award.
there you
Hey,
go.
Derek,
It'll be a
that's the
lot of
movie that
people
you get
losing bets.
your
That's for
Golden
sure.
Globe for that one because you'll still be, oh, Derek, Golden Globe, he's still alive. Black guy's still there.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean, they
know,
started changing movies up. Go ahead, Miss Valerie. I'm
oh,
sorry.
no, that's okay. They did start changing the movies up, and what I really thought was funny, my husband didn't find it as funny, is when you had Scream and Scary Movie, though, that was making fun of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
that
like,
was great.
stupid. I'm like, no, it's funny.
That was great. Scary movie was. I like. I mean, I like Scream too. Even the ones that they just released are too bad.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
like I've worked with, well, let's see, Macabre Mountain. I was a producer with that one. That I tried to get to these shows, and I swear I'm like I live so far up on a mountain surrounded by mountains, and like
Tennessee.
we
Wow.
are totally frozen in up here.
Oh
I'm not
man,
messing around. I mean, you can't go this way, you can't go that. I mean, it's just, and I told him, I said, that's what is really hampering me. Even to get to Knoxville, it's an hour and a half drive one way. And you
Mm.
can only hope on a good day that you're not experiencing. I don't know what's going on up here, but every once in a while they'll have like a PSA come out and say, there's a bunch of hogs in the road. Who do they belong to? It's
Like
man.
real hogs, like
We like
pig
a
hogs.
Dundalk, like a Dundalk cage, but out there. You
yeah,
don't
or
So
they'll
they're
be
not
all
talking about motorcycles and Harley Davidsons. Then,
Nah, that's not hogs. They're talking about pig.
talking to livestock. I mean, emus running wild,
Yeah.
camel going crazy in one county. Tennessee, you got to get the experience, because I really thought, okay, nothing could be more crazier than growing up in Baltimore. And then
I
you
know.
come here, it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Well, I mean, from South Baltimore to the mountains, that's a pretty big shift.
Hey, the pigs are still there though, at least. So there you go.
yeah,
Hey, that's right, big town.
likes it. Hubby likes it.
So what made you decide to transplant from? I mean, that's out of Baltimore.
I
I
like
mean,
transport better. Stick with transport. I like that better.
I
that's
was
transplant
Beat me up, Scotty.
to like from
well,
Baltimore to there.
the government job. We were, the whole Baltimore Washington corridor is like nothing but fed land. So he had gotten a job offer here at the Oak Ridge Lab, which, it's so classified you can't even really ask him, but you can kind of speculate. So when he came down here, that's what he did. Then I took a little time off, and then by the time he retired, I had been out of the mix. And also too, watching the news, watching crazy, thinking I didn't leave it like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and so they were like, we need you to come back. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
This is what you left us to.
Yeah,
Hey, I
thanks a
tried
lot.
to hold this ship down, man. I did. It was getting kind of crazy. It just reminds me of that song, and I would hear it while I was at work, getting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah.
So I have a question for you, Miss Valerie. So producing is what you do for a living in Tennessee?
Yeah, I do the producing. I mean, I decide if I want to be an executive, or if I feel like it might be just more helpful to be an assistant producer, co-producer. Me and my husband were in Slasher Nurse, which is coming out this year. Dave will be finishing that up. And so we were in that bar scene, and it was hot. And you really don't appreciate like what goes into making movies. How many takes, all the editing, just all the stuff.
Mhm.
And people think, oh, I want to go make a movie, and
There
they
ain't
think it's
nothing to it,
taking
right?
like a VHS tape. I'm so old, but a
Yeah.
video recorder, and
We're all that old, Val. Don't worry.
and so walking around, and you're at your cousin's wedding or something, and they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. But and that's one thing I'm glad. There is no evidence of what we did when we were younger.
Isn't that fun? I think about that. I see a picture. It's funny you say about wedding. I see a picture of me at my sister's wedding, and it's like the before pictures, and my mother's there, and she's got like her hand, like she's trying to help me get my boutonniere on or whatever. And then then I think, well, I'm glad they didn't have a camera on all the crap we were doing during and after the wedding.
Yeah,
So,
those alcohol fountains can get you out of control real quick.
and that's exactly how it looked. Gray tuxedo with this color blue tie and cummerbund. The blue, So yeah.
I remember the era of the top hats when all the guys were wearing top hats, and they had those ruffly thing. It just was like, wow, this is crazy. But
Oh yeah, the ruffled collar here,
Yeah.
right here is all ruffled
it
up. I
reminds
remember
me
that.
of was it the something about Mary when
Oh
he takes
yeah,
prom?
That was a good one.
that's
Ah,
a good movie.
that was good. That was a terrible scene. That one. Especially where he got zipper got caught. That's the God, that was terrible.
No, even being a female, I was like, oh,
Hilarious scene, but that hurt bad. I felt sorry for him.
Well, it was the two guys that
like.
liked the same girl, right? Is that one of something like that? It was
Yeah, his best friend happened to be the guy that she dated in high school.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it
oh
was.
yeah, that had a crazy ending. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Good movie
movies
though. Good writing. Good
Good.
writing.
very good. Very good. And it's strange too because I'm starting to feel so old when a few people announce when these movies came out. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I was still in my 20s when these came out or whatever. And but we always go back to the classics. And no movie really that you watch, like that, you tend to get on tape. I know there's a big push to get rid of DVDs and all,
Yeah.
but everybody's gonna have a library of even like a handful. I mean,
Yes. Yep. Agreed.
I got a whole bag of DVDs there. Derek's right there.
Yeah, and there's some good movies in that bag, bro.
Well,
Like,
about 200 DVDs in that damn thing.
yep,
wow.
yep.
So
One day we'll go through them all and do the we Johnny and I tried a show where we were like a Siskel and Ebert where we evaluated a movie while I was playing behind us on the green screen. It was pretty cool. We should do that again, John. But
yeah,
that's our problem.
That was a while ago. That was a while
long
ago.
time ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
I
Well,
can
that's the problem with Johnny and I, Miss Val. We keep is what you was just saying earlier. We keep coming up with all these ideas.
well, I got an idea for you Baltimore ones, but it's kind of based on a true story, so I don't know how I would get around it with not being attributed because I really wasn't. It just circumstances,
Love to hear it.
Change the names to protect the innocent.
Oh yeah, because these people are scary. I mean, they're my family, but they're scary. But it's weird now that we're all in our 50s. Pretty much, we don't hardly talk. Everybody's like working all the time. I'm probably like the only one they go, oh, she's not working. She's sitting at home. But,
Yeah.
I'm frozen in. I cannot get out of this place.
Yeah, you couldn't go to work even if you wanted to. We're not that old, Val. We're already 50. Spagnola's about to turn 60, so don't tell me that. Well, my birthday was yesterday anyway. 59 years old.
Oh, he looks
Happy
40.
birthday, Spagnola. 59.
Right. He's
Happy
like,
birthday, Spag.
Oh, man, still good shape. Still good shape.
there you go.
She's married, Spagnola. Calm down. Jeez. For
Oh yeah,
God's sake.
man.
Jesus. So, Val, like you were saying, you got the passion for the production and all that. And basically, you got to find the same people that has the same kind of passion that you have to make the production work, pretty much, right?
Yeah, you
I mean-
do. And it's, you have to have people that are reliable, trustworthy. I mean,
Exactly right.
no qualms of signing NDAs and stuff. And I've even signed up for projects that I didn't want decided I didn't want to sign up for, or maybe I felt like I was getting like too many at once and all. But
Right.
I still root for people because I feel like if we're all backing each other, even though our projects are different, and there was one here that I Vanished by Courtney Lee Simpson I worked on in Lenore City. It was a short, but she'll have that out soon. The trailer was really good.
Mhm.
Just it's very hard, and I even got some flack from the people here, not specifically the group, but
Mhm.
I was promoting the Baltimore bomb stuff because or stuff up in Maryland. Why that is my friends who are actors in North Carolina and different places, they will travel.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean,
Yep.
so this when I had this like Tennessee person going, "Well, that's just dumb. Why are you advertising in the Tennessee Film Group?" I'm like, "Because I live here and we don't know if a person's traveling around the holidays up there or what made, make
Yeah.
want them to, go and do it." I mean, I think if people looked at that and said, "Well, it's only going to be Tennessee based." So I asked, the admins, I said, "Did I do something wrong?" Because, I mean, I've posted things before, and if you're not interested, just keep going. Just
Yeah.
keep
Well,
why why you
Yep.
having this thing with me?
What's
Because
the problem with
yeah, I'm like,
promoting work out of state, projects happening out of state?
I think it's more a problem. I think it's more a problem with the internet and social media that
yeah.
people feel like because they're not face to face, they can be more callous, more
Until
mean.
they meet me and realize I'm 5'10" and pretty big.
That's right.
Yeah, then they're not gonna be like, "Hey," they're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, that's a good
Well,
idea."
I mean, that's the thing. People don't know who they're talking to. You know what I mean? They don't know what you do or who you do it for. And that kind of response, maybe if you saw something that you like that they were doing, now you're not going to do it because they're jerks. Yep, exactly. That,
Right. Yeah.
Also,
They're
too,
rubbing the wrong person playing that game, it seems like. Yeah.
yeah, well, because there are people from Hollywood coming and making movies here. I don't know all of them because I can't be involved with everyone, but the people who run the committee, the Tennessee Film Group, they're they definitely tell you, hey, you know, we can tell you want if you want to go and cast, or we need people, behind the scenes with the cameras, this and that. And sometimes things fall through where they'll need somebody like that day, or, you know,
Mm.
this state is a big state. So I don't take any projects like in Nashville, Memphis. That would be like very costly to go have to stay somewhere.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it in East Tennessee, but if I really like something, I'll go and we'll travel. It's a little hard logistically for us
yeah,
to do it all.
especially living on a mountain.
Surrounded by when
Mountains surrounded by mountains.
I know,
Hey,
It
and
sounds
hey,
beautiful.
they
Miss Valerie.
they get the
Here-
ATV stuck, I get concerned.
Here's a project you could pay some mind to that's be coming up soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at them two handsome son of a guns on there.
I can
Baltimore
see
Vice.
it. Baltimore Vice. And
All
see,
right, yeah, Spagnola.
Pretty
I
excited
like it.
about
That's
that.
going to be his. That's going to be his. I can't wait, there, guys. I can't wait. Post-starring debut. Calm down, Spagnola. Christ. I
Look
get
at
sick.
him.
Mr. Noli,
Look at him. He's jumping
plan.
around. Ah!
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
So,
See,
first and foremost, I'm glad that we appreciate you,
oh,
and we
thank
look.
you.
I mean, we if you think of the smallest of the small production companies, uh, you know, that's us. Everything that we've done up to now really has been just us kind of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to have someone like you that sees what we're doing and believes in what we're doing, but kind of enables us to not higher our expectations for what we do because our expectations of ourselves are already up here, but maybe even see that there's other levels that possibly even as old as we are, Spagnola, yeah, that maybe we can get up to those levels a little bit. Not, I mean, we're not, yeah. I don't have any delusions of grandeur. You know, I don't think that I'm going to be, you know, working next to Clooney or anything.
Yeah, right. Whatever. You already
But
think you're Clooney now.
You
but
you were dropping Denzel's name earlier, so
I know.
it's just nice to have someone, even though you are from Baltimore, you still have your Baltimore accent, so that hasn't left you.
I don't
Uh,
know. They tell me that you're from New Jersey. There's a
Yeah.
Jersey girl, and I said
Yeah.
Jersey. Oh man,
you sound like South Baltimore girl.
Yeah.
you
And first, Val, the support that you're giving us is very appreciative. The support that you're giving us is very nice.
Yeah.
oh,
That's awesome, Val.
Even though
yes,
even though Spagnola's not in the Baltimore Bob.
What are you talking about? I'm in number 28. I got to see it. I'm a Italian hitman.
oh no,
So do you know Bob Heisler Jr.?
I
Bob has
knew him.
commented on this feed. He
Yeah,
said hi, Vat. Yeah.
yes, through mutual friends. He's worked on a lot of things that I've had my eyes on, and
Yes.
you know, I like when people are reliable. And what I find out, and it's no offense to anyone, and it can be a little gruff for me, or I can come off as being gruff, is anyone with military or law enforcement or both
Yeah.
training, they're coming into this business, and they're usually the ones, the go-getters. They're the ones who
Yeah.
will be there for the long-term haul. You know, you can really count on them. If they say they're going to be there, you can count on them.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah. And that's Bob.
yeah,
That's our
That's
Bob.
Bobby 100%. Yeah.
That's Bobby 100%.
He
He
just
is exactly like
he's in for the long haul, and he'll be there.
and that, see, people's reputations speak for themselves, and the community is growing, but
that.
it's still relatively close. So, word gets around, and people, like, I even told him, "Hey, why don't you try out for Bloody Summer Camp too?" And to Bob, and Bob was like, "Oh, those roles are just too young." I said, "No, no, scroll down. There's like a one for, like, a janitor who has, he's kind of, got, he plays throughout it, and I think they even had a chef, but um I don't know. I don't do the casting, they do. But I kind of figure, I see people who have a lot of potential, or people that I keep hearing their name and they're like getting, kudos from others. They may not even know. And that the word's getting out that these are reliable people. These are people that, really, really are going to give it their all. They're, like I said, the drama's in the script, it's in front of the cameras.
Yep.
Don't want
Not
it
behind
behind
it.
the cameras.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
want it behind the camera. You
Yeah.
want
Oh,
it in front of the
some of
camera.
the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Being a producer that you hear, like, you just, oh, please, no, no, this is like too much liability. But yeah, I mean, I think if you treat people right, you're going to get the right, circle around you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where I'm aligning most of my efforts right now. And I can see getting into acting a little bit, but
Yourself? Yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
I have yet to get a reel. Well,
Hey,
I don't.
James McKinney, I know you're watching this. Write Val apart in this damn movie.
There you go.
It's like crazy.
You can come
Um,
on back home. You can come back home and film. You
I
know.
know.
And she can be the bartender.
Right.
She can be the bartender, Jimmy.
My dad was a bartender. No, no. Actually, I'm a pretty good barkeep, but no, I just I think I'm pretty edgy, so it would probably be a natural thing for me to play a bad person.
What you bring say, it's got to be a natural thing.
J-
What's he
J-
saying? I can't see that. From
James says she already is, according to
Right.
that
Oh,
message.
you already in there. Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
Oh, I thought you said Dave said. I'm like, Dave Kerr, I'm gonna kill you. No.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I can come off pretty, yeah. I'm just, man, I think when you work in certain environments, you gotta like feel your way. And I really liked the fact that we were able to participate on set. with Slasher Nurse last summer, and he had fun too. My husband was in it, and he had fun too. So everybody was great. It was really nice. I mean, and that's what you want. You want the right just like when you're making a cooking at home, you want the right ingredients.
Right ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah.
People
We were lucky with that, with the first Baltimore Bomb movie, because we didn't we did the short. We didn't know anything about anything basically. I mean, and so when we cast these roles, it was mostly obviously not Bobby, not Santa Dave Saunders. These guys are more seasoned guys, but it was kind of like a point of the finger of people. Yeah, this person could be that, or we wrote when we were writing the story, not the script, because Jimmy wrote the script. When we were writing the story, it was kind of like, hey, we know this guy, and he could be this guy, so let's write the role for him, like the Lamont character. And it's just because it was, like you said, the right people, the right ingredients.
Well, I'm noticing that he's wearing the "We Own the City," and and okay, when I started being in the production of Herrings, Mike Sutton, didn't he play the lawyer or the attorney, the city attorney or something? Anyway, it's weird to see how my friends start. Like 2014, he's in a web series that might have 500 if we're lucky subscribers, and then boom, he's in We Own the City, and he's been in other things. And that's one thing I like about the Philly group, is that they have the hustle that us Baltimore people have too. It's different, the flavor of the Delmarva area versus locals versus when you go to different places, you're going to find a whole different type of attitude. But here they're into faith-based. So I look at everything and I just make a decision based on the person's history of what they've done and what they've accomplished, and also reading how strong the message is, how strong the story is. Because I don't know about you, but when you watch a movie and you get to the last 40 minutes and you lose
Drops.
it. Yeah.
And it just loses you. Terrible feeling.
I know. Or the whole thing is just so corny that you just
from the beginning. You're
I hate to say it, but one of the recent Liam Neeson movies where he was like a cowboy kind of, that was like that. And at the end, you were like, "Oh, what the hell? I just wasted 2 hours of my life."
That's exactly. I know. Well, good thing
it built up to this great ending, and then it was like, "Oh God, you son of a gun, you got me."
We just watched it, Kevin Hart and Lift It, and my husband's like, "I can't." And I'm like, normally I expect so much more, and it was just too over the top, But movies are going to change. I mean, we can't really prevent the AI, but I'm glad that the writers strike hashed out a deal where computers aren't writing what they think we want to watch,
right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think anybody's making AI of me yet, but as long as I'm getting paid, I'm flattered.
Right. Well, I heard the writers and the actors side of that pretty much won for the most part the dispute. So, and I heard it was a lot of money, a whole lot of money. So,
Well, I mean, if you're sitting there, doing what you're doing, and then this other production company wants to sign you, and you're like, no, they say, well, F it, we're going to AI his ass, and then you're not getting paid for it. How's that work? How you feeling about that?
That's a
Yeah,
script.
I don't
Oh,
feel good
AI
about that
your
yet.
ass. I'm gonna
Either anybody. So yeah, so I get it. I'm glad it went the way it went. Even though I'm not in any kind of union, but still, I mean, to me it was just common sense. But I guess in the movie world, it's not that way.
Well, also too, I think, you have the A-listers or the bread and butter, the real high paid actors, but then the ones that we see that have recurring roles that they don't always get, that that check or whatever, or when they do, it's not that much. So I hope it all worked out. I think with the actors, there was a little bit of weird stuff. I talked to some of them, and now we're like totally off that topic. Everybody's trying to do this or that, and
Yeah.
grab up commercials here or
Pick
whatever.
back up with projects. Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get back to business. I mean, that was I mean, I obviously saw we had Urel on a couple of weeks ago or so. And I mean, he was working. What did he say? I forgot what he said. I mean, like a Home Depot or something. For 1 minute he's writing for Fear of the Walking Dead. Next minute, he's working at Target. I mean, that's the situation that these people
Well,
were in. I'm glad they get a chance to get back.
when we were in the shop today, Johnny, I mean, Nikki and Tim were talking about during that period in time, a lot of actors, U.S. actors, went to Europe to make movies. Have you heard anything about that? Were you hearing anything about that, Miss Valerie?
A little bit. I know, things have to be pretty not happening if
Everything will do that, right?
well, I mean, because I had some celebrities just chit chat with me here and there, and I don't try to pry in too much to what they're doing. I try to yeah, just try to stay in my lane
Yeah.
because well, I don't know how many of you know, but the one thing that I worked on, Mob Humor, which has not been released, with was one of the last that Tom Sizemore worked on. And Tom and I were friends, and we chatted here and then. I talked with his brother Aaron, who had passed away before he did. So for us to have something in production where a star, is not going to be around to finish it, that really was it. Just I don't know. I guess I look at them more like people, and if I see like somebody who's super famous or even somewhat famous, I don't approach them when they're out in a restaurant or anything, because I want them to have the opportunity to be normal.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, unless it was Clooney, I wouldn't approach him. Clooney, I got.
He's got a
Bromance.
thing.
Because
He's got
he
a
looks
thing
so
for
similar.
Clooney. Have you
He's
noticed how many
got a
times he's
bromance
mentioned?
going on
He's
with.
got a little thing for George Clooney.
Yeah,
I've
he
noticed.
does.
They say that too.
So we look so similar. We look so similar. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. And
There's
I
other
just,
guys that can play the
What
Baltimore
would you
bomb
play?
other than
that's what I'm
Clooney.
pushing
Yeah.
for. Clooney, Baltimore Bomb. If not, I'll take Nick Cage number 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You do got Nick too. You got Nick
Nick
and
Cage.
That's right. You're right. You're tossing those two around. You're right.
Of course, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's in better shape than all of them. He's like 72 years
Keaton,
old.
I love that idea.
I'll take Keaton. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. People were just talking about watching Multiplicity. That is one of the funniest movies.
Oh my God, that movie's old as hell.
Thank you, Bob.
Oh, okay. You can. I was gonna see. I was gonna ask you if you could see that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Bob says thanks for being real. Yeah. And that's why we do shows like this. Bring on guests such as yourself. We had Bob. Bob. He conveyed a lot of real information as well about the.
Yeah. Bob tells us if we ever get on set besides our own set, he says do exactly what you just said, Val. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Shut your mouth and do what you're told to do.
Yeah. Pretty much like the military.
Yeah, so I definitely tell Spagnola.
He tells me that all the time.
Miss Val.
Spagnola.
Miss Val, what would be your advice to like myself? Well, obviously, you're doing a lot to help out Father Son Production. Thank you for that. And the Baltimore Bomb, as you can see, I'm right below Spagnolo there. I'm the mayor,
Yeah.
and the B sitting there right next to my best
I love
bud,
the tie. I
the
love the
Baltimore Bomb.
Down
But
there.
but to a upcoming production company like myself, Stroman Entertainment, what and others like me, what would be your advice to us independent companies? And you mentioned a lot. I want people to go back and watch this show, because you were talking about a lot of teaser trailers, but then no real movies to showcase all that you tease people about, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
what would your advice be to a young production company?
Well, definitely. The thing is, I know being creative myself, you can feel ADHD, like, you want this, you want that, but you really have to have structure. You have core structure and you build based on one thing is spreadsheets. When you have funding, make sure you account for all that. And the reason is um, people are going to see you as more reputable if you can account for everything, expense wise, going out, bringing in a celebrity, what it costs to feed the crew, how much merchandise you sold, that kind of stuff. It should be, pretty instantaneous. For any kind of business, you need a model. And that's kind of how people, if they're just coming in and they're disorganized, trust me, the production is going to be
It's
disorganized.
going to be
And
disorganized. You said that so brilliantly. I swear to goodness, I felt like I was the only one. Like, you know how sometimes there's people forget that there's rules to what we do.
Yeah,
oh
Like
yeah,
yeah.
there's
Hey,
kind
Dad.
of like a structure that's
Hey,
supposed to
Dad.
be that way.
yeah, you like, don't, if you're like a director, writer, and you are blowing up my phone all night long by screenshotting what you're having a beef with my, oh man, no, 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 no.
That is so
Hey,
funny.
Derek.
And it
Yes, sir.
happens. It happens.
Remember when we
Yeah.
shot the? Remember when we shot the scenes? Remember when we shot the scenes for Lord John T for the Baltimore Bomb?
Yes.
And everybody said that your filming was whimsical.
What
What?
the hell is that?
Yeah, I need the dictionary for that. What the heck does that mean?
Hey, Derek. What happened? Why was your filming so whimsical that night?
Because you forced me to drink that bottle of Jack. Remember that bottle of Jack that was sitting there? You said, Derek, come here. I
You
need
know,
you to drink
I
this.
was saying this.
I need you to drink
Even
this now.
even when we screw up, sometimes we've just been so lucky with
Yeah.
with lucky coincidences. Just things happened. Uh, even in situations like that. Like for instance, when Lamont and I in the movie, when Lamont and I are sitting on the bench, and you see this like it looks like a police light or an ambulance light. Well, there was somebody getting hauled out from their house. It was just luck that was there. We didn't even plan it. It
Well,
just
you hit on something crazy, because I think Baltimore has, it has so many grittiness to it with like police shows. I had heard that about was it, I don't know if it was Homicide or if it was The Wire, but I want to say it was Homicide, and they were filming a robbery scene or something, or they were getting ready to film, and a real robbery was happening. And since they were
Not
dressed and they had cops around, when the perk came out, he was like, "Oh no, no," and he's surrendering to actors and film crew. But the real police were there, and they were more than happy to handle it.
yeah. That's the kind of
Perfect timing.
that's the kind of luck and timing that I like.
Yeah.
Which we had a bunch of that, and and the filming of that, and also so hopefully we get that luck this time around, because this is the kickoff of our series of movies, and I'm excited. We've written the stories, and I'm just excited now to see how it progresses, comes together as a story. I mean, each movie's a story in its own,
Hmm.
but it's also a continuation of a bigger story that at the end of the, I don't know, whatever movie, sixth movie or something, it's it's gonna all come in, it's gonna all come into focus. All which is gonna be good.
Hey, Miss Val, did Johnny show you his reel that James put together? Did you get a chance to see that yet?
I believe I did, and you have to excuse me. It's been a crazy month. I started off so positive, and within the first couple days, I had an accident, which is still
Oh,
not
God.
resolved. No. It could have been a lot worse. It's just that's preoccupied my head. Then my husband had to go into the hospital for he was, they just wanted to keep him for observation. So things have been not the way I had planned, like, for January. And I'm hoping that that's just a one-off thing. And then so yeah, I'll probably go back and rewatch a lot of things. It's just, go ahead.
Derek, are you trying to get me? Are you trying to get me a job? Are you trying? Are you trying to? Are you trying to get the job? And are you trying to get the job as my manager from James?
Look, I told James he better go to work. If not, look, somebody's got to step in and do the job.
So Val, Bobby Heisler,
Yes.
he came on the show and basically said, "No, I enjoy working in local movies, that kind of thing. But I mean, I don't have any ideas of traveling for movies or shows or anything. That he said I'm wasting my talent. Basically, called me a piece of crap. This is my God. Bobby's my godfather, for God's sakes.
My God.
Basically called me a piece of crap and all this other stuff. So I would let you know that he's inspired me from those insults to join Backstage, which I did for UGC. So that's where James is becoming my manager to get me some jobs,
Okay.
which I've been sending some videos out. So I'm now dipping my toes into acting besides what any local production companies have put me in or what we've done.
Yeah, you hear that, Bob? If you're still watching, which I know you are, because you just put a comment
like a whole novel out here. I'm trying to read it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He was talking about what you were saying, like things happening
Yeah.
on set. He said he was filming for We the People as a SWAT guy,
Uh-huh.
and somebody walked through the wrong door on North Avenue, and he said looked like like Moses parted the Red Sea the way when they came in, they probably just cleared. I can imagine what he's saying because Bob really plays a really good cop. Well, he's only got like
he was a cop. He was a guy.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience.
I experienced it. Hey, but remember we saw him. I love talking about Bobby too because the man's always hustling. So we're sitting. This is Christmas Day, and Derek comes over for a Christmas dinner, and we're watching a football game, and I'm in the kitchen, and Derek says, "Get come in, get in here." There's Bobby as a doctor.
I saw him auditioning for that, and weird part is in my head. I said he's going to get that. It was just 1, 2, 3 in Val's world, and boom, on to something else.
And it always plays in those, during the football.
Time. It's prime time. It's always prime time television that we see it, and it comes up all the time. If there's a football game on, you'll see the commercial.
From now on, Bobby's now known as prime time.
That's prime time, the new prime time.
Right. Him and Deion Sanders might have to have in the parking lot.
Or he's prime time. That's all we're gonna call him. Prime time.
I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with Bobby's latest comment here. It says JL's got more talent than me. Go get it. He's talking about himself versus you, Lang.
He's definitely much more talented. But since we're related, the blood gives me, like, if Bobby's up here and I'm like right here, I got the Bobby talent, so I'm good to go.
You got the Bobby talent. You got the
I'm just
Bobby
wondering
talent.
what he's buttering you up for. Not only
Well, because he was so hard on him on the show. He's been tearing into him pretty heavy here lately, and John's been assertive. So I mean, Bob has no choice but to say, "Good job, guy." You know,
That's
in
right.
his own little way.
And whatever it did, it worked.
So who's more to say, Bob?
Whatever it did, you got to roll it.
What'd you say, Spags?
Uh,
What did Spagnola say?
I said, whatever Bob did, lit a candle in his butt to get him on that backstage. He's still
lit
good
it.
now.
He did it.
Yeah.
But
So, you know, kick in the butt, Bob.
I just when you asked me, Derek, all I can say is honor your word. You know,
Yes.
that's what's really, really important. When I've been told by a lot of directors, you know, they cast somebody and the person doesn't show up, or they show up, they're not prepared, or you know, diva land. Just, you know, so it's you got to look at it as a team effort and go in there. I meant definitely, you know, leave room for levity, but understand that, you know, the reason of being on set is to produce something in a timely manner. Time is so precious. I learned that the hard way.
Thank you so much. You are brilliant. Carry on.
I
It's like
don't know why he
love.
says
It
I'm
needs to be
brilliant.
like
I
a
keep
halo
calling-
around your head right now.
No, I
Love.
got
Carry on.
He's awesome.
that's what we need. You know, I mean that's one of the things that has from the first time we shot to now, and that is our getting call sheets out and make sure that that everybody's got their wardrobe and props and everything's uh, ready to go. And I mean, the first time around we had a lot of fun, maybe too much fun. This time it's going to be much more
Yeah,
serious.
serious.
Mostly Derek.
Oh my God. We did have a lot of fun.
If you guys are going to be out in like sub-zero temperatures, you know, you definitely going to want to, you know, do it as quick as possible and do it right.
Well, again, going back to the Lamont scene, it was like 9 degrees out, and Lamont and I, we got the scene done. I thought we did well, but it took a few takes, and that does hurt out there at 9 degrees. So this time we're gonna be ready again. Less takes this time.
Yep. That's and it's always fun to have the outtakes because you know you can always add them in an extended version.
That's what just happened.
Yeah, I mean
I'm curious to see those.
Yeah, they're doing a director's cut now. It's funny you just said that, Ms. Val.
Well, I tell people I think that's a good way for actually to get the audience to look at the credits too for all the cast.
Yeah.
Recognize, or might have been in there for a split second. You know, the lady with the cigarette butt out the window. She's important. I mean, she's just as important as the main character. So, I like outtakes. One of the funniest ones I saw was Horrible Bosses. The outtakes for that were just yeah.
The series, the TV series, is that still running new episodes, or they finished them up?
They
Didn't
have a series, Horrible Bosses. You know.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one with Kevin Spacey and Jennifer Aniston.
You're talking about a movie or this?
No, Horrible Bosses was a movie with Jennifer Aniston. I mean, oh my God, if we all could look
a lot of stars in that.
More 50s and 60s.
I never seen that. I thought that was like a
seen that? Oh, you're gonna laugh your butt off. That is a funny one.
Horrible Bosses.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it, John?
Horrible Bosses too, I think.
Yeah, they do. I'm looking forward to making a comedy. I mean, we've done mostly like we did a little bit of kind of horror with Tales from the Void. And
I want to jump in on anybody who wants to do a comedy. I just, they are the hardest thing to do. And people said that to me. They go, well, you're going to pick the hardest thing to do. And I'm like, why not? So you're going to be up for a challenge.
Yeah, got the guys have to be comfortable and have comedic timing together, which I feel like Derek and I have
Yeah.
that comedic there. Now there was a time that you know that Lamont, that Derek was out, Lamont was in. Derek
Yeah.
was fired,
I
Lamont
did
was
get
in,
fired. I did get fired.
and and Lamont, you know, who was I think he's a really good actor, but it brings a different tone to the comedy. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Where where it's me and Derek, then it can be a little more wacky. Where with but not too wacky. But then if it's with Lamont, it has to have more of a serious tone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if you look at the Lethal Weapons, there's even though it's comedy, they take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci is who he is, Spagnola, but he takes himself seriously, which was what makes it funny to me anyway.
Well, I know, my husband got me hooked on, It's Always Sunny in Philly.
Never saw that, but I heard it was funny.
Oh my god, Danny DeVito's not in it.
Bust out
I
laughing.
mean, well, because it's almost like Seinfeld. You memorize those scenes in your head, and like you can say something to another person who follows it, and they know exactly what you mean because you're like, I'm having a Seinfeld moment. I have no toilet paper in the stall, or something, or the soup knots like that. I mean, these are classic things that they also give us not just humor, but a break from everyday, strange craziness that's going on. It's an escape. And it's a healthy escape. It's not an escape through substances
Right,
or bad behavior, or,
right.
you can, the worst thing is you're going to eat too much candy watching stuff,
Yeah, we'll
and,
talk about
and
yeah.
popcorn and unhealthy foods. So
Yeah.
just need you exercise more.
Exercise while you're eating the candy, watching the thing. Treadmill, candy, and the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what James said. I can't be
Besides us, Val, what else? Right this very second, is there anything that you want to mention that you're involved in that you're excited about?
Well, okay. Like I said, Slasher 15 Productions, that's Dave Kerr and Mike McGlynn. And they have well, there's a bunch of them, but um that's they started with Bloody Summer Camp. They started with Slasher Nurse, going into Bloody Summer Camp, part two, the Red Horizon, or Red
Has that
Horizon.
been filmed or?
That is no, they what's today? The 19th, 18th. I'm already on the 19th. Um, the 20th is when he closes his open reels, his casting for parts and stuff, because he's going to get underway with that. Then Chase Dudley, he's filmed Broken Innocence up in the Kentucky area, and that'll be released this year. As you know, Macabre Mountain by Alexander Goldman, he's he's in Pittsburgh or in that area. He's shown that. I'd like to get more involved with some of the ones that I'm watching now that you may see if I promote it. Was Kevin Wynn, he's in Florida, and Johnny Alonso.
Yeah, John. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're going to head over to that. I looked online. I'm going to go get some tickets. I think we're heading over to that thing. You want to go, Derek, next Thursday or not?
I said so. Till we didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it to that. He was on the news. He was on with Marty again.
Marty
He was
Bass,
on, yeah.
yeah. I can't. There's just so many different ones that are coming up. Courtney Lee Simpson, she has the short faith-based Vanished, which is about a child missing and stuff, and that was filmed here not too far away from where I live in East Tennessee. And I'm trying to think, there have been other projects. I got involved with was it 2 or 3 Canadian ones? And I've not heard much about the one, which is supposed to be a series. And the other one, the guy just got back to me. It's called Day 3, and again, it's a short independent. It's the concept is strange. It has to do with how they go out and they plant these trees, but there's supernatural, like, horror stuff going on. So yeah, I was like, this is kind of crazy, but I think I like it. And then this past year, last year, Play Dead came out. That was with a Nebraska student film type group, with Jesse Eastman. And I've been very proud of the products the movies and projects that have gone out so far. Not all of them come to fruition.
Yeah.
There have been ones that were on IMDb that not only, I mean, to me, that's like a suicide if you remove a producer, but hey, that's the way it goes. So I had to talk that, I can re-add them back, but I just haven't had a chance. And I feel like if you're gonna remove me from something that, I was part of, then maybe I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Right.
not to be removed. That
Absolutely.
leaves a little bitter of a taste in your mouth there.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, or purposely misspelling cast members' names. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's such a big no. It's the worst thing you could do to somebody. You would think like it shouldn't be that big of a deal because you're in a movie,
mhm.
but in your name, you figure your name is there, but it matters so much. It matters for IMDb. It's just for
Yeah,
your family. When your family looks and they see your name and they're like, oh my God, they misspelled
yeah,
your name. I know.
yeah. I just, it's you've run into these people, and I don't feel that they're professional enough to really be in the same indie, movement as we are. I
Yeah.
think that there's a sub indie, and that's where they need to
They
stay.
stop caring. Take your time, do it right. Find out how
Yeah,
to spell the people's
well,
names right.
like you said,
We've
it's a
had to
team
deal with
effort. It's not only about yourself. It's not only about the star, the producer, the director, or it's about the story. It's about a group of people believing in the same thing
that. Yeah.
and getting it out there and
yeah.
getting it
Well,
out there and getting it out there in a timely fashion, Derek.
Why are you saying
And
it to me like that?
no, we're talking about James, not me and you,
Oh,
and something that everyone will enjoy.
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that you can have more than one trailer and maybe 2 teasers, but they should be different. And then
That's what I
that
did. That's what I did.
that
That's what I
that
did for Offspring. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but then that should be a buildup, and you should be able to drop the movie or the film or the series like right after. I'm like talking within 30 days. I mean, if you keep giving people excuses and they
Yeah.
keep hanging on to them excuses, that's a different group than what the group I want to be with.
Hey, Donnie Step jumped in. That you
Hey,
mentioned you
Speaking
mentioned
of,
me on the
speaking of,
city. There you go.
yeah,
yeah.
he's famous.
Speaking of, yeah. Hey, Derek.
Yes, sir.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm on 2%. So if something happens, I love you all.
Okay, well, we've kept Miss Valerie for an hour and 13 minutes, and we started
Oh
late,
yeah,
so we should
I go to
probably
bed
get
by
ready to
like
close out.
9:30.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys, and I know I'm looking forward to this. You will see me promote more and more. It's just, it's been a weird, wacky trying to adjust from everything, and then the holidays. I don't know why I feel like we're still not into almost February, but
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
definitely was a weird end to 2023, but
Yeah.
Spagnola.
Well, this was a very interesting.
Oh,
oh
oh,
no, sideways. Hold on, we gotta go sideways. Come on, Derek.
Well, I think I need to go. Yeah,
There
we
we go.
can't see you.
You frozen.
Yeah,
They're like
there.
the movie Frozen.
Oh my
He said
goodness.
he had
And
2%. Now,
yeah,
at
look,
first
look,
I was thinking,
Donnie says, "Oh snap! Look,
see, Don, that's why we need you on this production, okay?
we need you, Don. We need
Don,
you."
we're thinking, man, we got
Look,
technical difficulty.
he's blaming Tony Spagnolo, and
Tony looks,
it's just been a really good show.
yeah, it has.
Bob, so you might have to go back and look at some of the comments. Bob was Bob's one of our biggest supporters.
Yeah,
He's kind of like obviously um got acclimated long before. You'll hear him referred to as Michael or Tony. So his real name's Tony Michael Spagnola. Anyway, and now Tony's getting involved,
hmm,
but Bob, he took the reins a while ago now. It's already been a couple of years for him, and as you know already, he's done a lot.
yeah,
He's in some pretty good productions, and he's doing so much more.
yeah.
Bob's IMDb, I've looked at it, is getting long. So great for him. Um, and obviously, we know about We Own the City with Donald Stepp. So they wrote
Well,
a whole character in for him.
yeah, I mean, I swear I could go watch that series again. It was just like so because growing up there, I mean, I could see some of this weird behavior from Baltimore types. Like, I mean, they're in my family, you know what but we're all older now, so it's like, wow, that's really crazy, stuff. I mean, y'all, Don, I think he's from the East Side. He probably remembers the place off of Broadway. Boots. Was it called Boots? It was a joint off of Broadway called Boots, I think, or off
Uh,
Eastern Avenue.
I don't. He might still be watching. He's just said he's proud of us all. But I don't know
Well,
if
anyway,
if he hears
this
you say that, he might remember.
he may not,
Yeah.
because that was a pretty weird place. But you know, I knew guys that would go over there, and the stories they would tell was just like, wow, seriously. I mean, it could be its own show. The place is probably somebody's home right now. I've been to all of that. I believe
Yeah,
that.
he's been. Yeah. He said he's been to all of them. So
Well,
he's still watching.
yeah.
He's still watching.
Yeah, but statute of limitations is up, man. We're all good. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Leave it up to Bob.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, it's craziness. But no, I like to
Love
it's
you too,
Baltimore
Donnie.
just has, I grew up there. It's like home to me. It's just I got great lawyers. Yeah. It helps, doesn't it? It's costly, but it helps.
It is costly.
It's one of those things, though, you just, I don't know, you just have to, I tell people you have to have a Baltimore experience. And
Yeah.
it's funny how the people in the South, because we don't talk like them,
Hmm.
don't think we're a southern state. They're
Yep.
like, you're from New Jersey, and people from New Jersey are rude. And it's like, no, we're just
No.
outspoken. And I think it's just there's a culture shock going on here as people start to come and move here and retire here. And
Yeah.
even in the Carolinas, I see it a lot.
Yeah.
But
My uncle had moved there. He's no longer with us. My uncle Sam had moved to Tennessee, and I'm just out the blue. It'd be calling, be like, "Yeah, I live in Tennessee." I'm like, Tennessee, like of all states, but like but
it's a hot state right now. I mean, real estate is expensive here. We've
Mhm.
got like this influx of people coming either from the northern states, and then there have been some California, Colorado types. Now they sometimes don't last, but they just pack back up and leave.
Yeah, because they're not used to it. Can't acclimate the way they hope they would. Right.
No, the clash of cultures is, and this is the Bible Belt
Hmm.
too.
What
I
it's the
mean,
what?
this is part of the Bible Belt.
What is that? I'm not sure what that means. Could
So
you?
Bible Belt is just there's a church like every mile,
Oh,
or you know
okay.
what I mean. And the first thing when you are introduced to somebody, they'll be like, "What church you go to?" And it's like, "What church you go to?" And it's like, um, we didn't even unpack yet, you know, and
before that
that's
started.
a little personal, you know, but
Yeah.
um, it's just, you know, it's life. I saw it happen in my area when, you know, people came in, new people moved in, and the change of guard, and you know, that's just the way it is. But I think pretty much everybody in throughout Tennessee is pretty nice, and
Mhm.
they try to be helpful, and I just miss the ocean. I miss living on the waterfront or being able to walk around the waterfront. I think when you grow up, Baptists eat the best. They might, yeah.
Yeah.
They could. But
So no
it's
real waterways around there then. It's just
up in
land.
here, no, on a road close to me, they have one of them. Well, no, the next door neighbors have a like pond, man-made pond for their
Mhm.
horses. And it's just really rural.
Yeah.
And I think they want to keep it that way. And I don't blame them because there's a beauty to having all that scenery, you know. That's why you see so many visitors to the Smoky Mountains. And
Yeah.
that's gotten really commercialized.
Yeah.
So, you know, but people like to fish, they like outdoorsy, they like hiking, they like, you know, whatever it is they do. They'll come home. I know, it's like ET come home.
Yeah.
Um, if I'll tell you, if my dad and all were still alive, I'd be right up there. But we came down here because of the job, and then it's just like we just didn't leave.
Yeah. Well, you guys, it's obvious you're comfortable. When I hear you talk about it, you're comfortable there. Yes, some madness has recently happened, and you
It's
guys are going through
everywhere.
that right now. But
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get away from crazy no
yeah,
matter where you go. And I think, uh, the one good part is, in the summer, we grow our own food. And that's a big thing that I'd love if I
mm,
had an opportunity to come back up to Baltimore and help the youth and stuff,
yeah,
help people in these areas see community gardens, you know, and how positive it is. Get the kids' hands dirty, you know, show them, you know, how to do that. And you know, it really centers and gets you gravitated to, you know, knowing the world and the earth and, you know, appreciating everything.
yes.
So, yeah, I
No, I agree. No, I mean, listen. It's so funny because we've kept you on this feed for
yeah,
an hour and
I
almost a
know, I'm
half,
just
but
running off.
it almost just seems like you know the show's picking up only now. Donald came in, Bob is
Oh, yeah,
really locked in, and that's why Johnny and I do these kind of shows, and we bring
yeah,
on people such as yourself. You don't even live here anymore. Your roots are from here. We want you to come back. You're still involved in what we're doing here as well with the Baltimore Bomb, and probably some more projects coming up as well.
yeah,
So it's just a great thing. It's a great thing to just for me. Obviously, this is my first time talking to you, so
yeah, yeah. And
I'm enjoying the conversation.
I definitely, you know, I've been telling him we got to get back up there. We got to do stuff. And like I said, it's a lot of logistics. So when we go, we have the pets, we have to think of security, we got to think of, you know, timing, weather wise, especially in these events.
Yeah,
I guess you guys are under the same weather with snow and
yeah, that's coming. So you guys are supposed to get hit with snow and stuff too.
wintry mix and, you know, freezing temperatures over the weekend. It probably will not clear up until possibly Tuesday. It'll start raining and the temps will be more like 40s, 50s,
Hmm.
and hopefully all this will melt. But it'll probably be flooding in most places. So, you know, this is crazy. This I've never seen.
Yeah,
Even, you know, I belong to gardening groups, and we talked about how we had to get our stuff in late because the weather was not cooperating in
holding
the
up the
spring.
delivery guys, holding them up.
Exactly. Yeah,
They're
and
getting trapped, and it's all kinds of stuff is happening. I know I drive for a living, so
oh, well, God
and
bless you
and we
because
we haven't shut down yet for tomorrow, but schools have already closed here in Baltimore, and I guess most parts of Baltimore County. It seems
Yeah,
like so.
they're closed in pretty much all of East Tennessee. They may even be closed in, well, Nashville's considered central because we're on Eastern Standard Time. Then Memphis, I don't even, I mean, you're talking about like an 8 hour or more, a whole day's trip to drive
Mhm.
there. So, yeah, it's just what it is. But
Yeah.
I miss the access to great seafood
Ah, yeah. Year round, right?
year
I mean,
round.
some places will close up, but you can go anywhere and buy crab or crab cakes or So yeah, well, I don't have to tell
Yeah,
you.
I'm a big,
Do-
I know probably they
Donald says go to
I
Jimmy's, but
mean,
yeah.
Timbuktu, man, Timbuktu and G&M's by BWI, man. That's
What's that? Oh, Timbuktu.
Timbuktu off of Dorsey.
I've never
Royal.
been there.
I hear different things, but I've always had a good experience there. People seem to get dressed up to go there too, and they do have a carry out. And then there's G&M's. The only problem about G&M's in Lithicum there by the airport is parking, but that's anywhere.
Yeah.
But you can have that stuff delivered. And get this, about a year or two ago they started selling Utz down here. And about Utz potato chips made it here to our local. I thought, wow. And they even have the Old Bay flavored crab chips.
Right.
So, yeah,
But you can't buy no crabs down there.
no, but the people here, when they get a crab cake, they're like, "Oh, you gotta try this. It's so good." And I'm like, it tastes like fish to me.
Yeah.
And then we actually brought years ago, we brought some back from like G&M's or Timbuktu, and we told them you have to almost got shot. Oh my God. I hear Timbuktu is bad. What is going on? I'm maybe out of the loop too much out there. I've heard that several times. But I had given them to a really close friend, and I said that, the crab cakes are like huge. And they had it and they baked it on. They were like, oh, because I said, how was it? And they were like, it was okay. So they're used to eating like the fishy crab cake. They
Yeah.
don't know what good stuff
They
is.
don't know if it's good. And it's so funny because I can tell, that when it's just a little too fishy tasting, even in whatever you buy, trout, cod, salmon, you can tell when you get to a certain point in the fish that it's just like something's too fishy. It's almost like ammonia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
And it's mixed with you. It just
but that comes from us always eating seafood all the time. Like you said, they just think it's normal. It's supposed to taste like that.
Yeah, so they don't have the now. Let me tell you what is always, and you take these overseas, you're gonna have friends for life. Burgers, cookies, burgers,
Oh,
chocolate,
the burgers, yeah.
burgers, cookies is like, oh my God, you made friends for life. They will save your life if you have to get out of that country if you give them a thing of burger cookies. And one isn't enough, because trust me, I said, you guys, they're like, do you have any more? They were like addicted. I'm sending them to people around the world. They're like, do you have any more? Where can we get these?
Yeah. I can't say that they're my favorite. I always wonder why people like them so much. It's just like, but you're right. It's like some kind of sweet dessert delicacy or something. I don't know why everybody loves them so much, but it's too chocolatey for me.
They are, well, as I've gotten older, they are extremely rich.
Yeah,
But
it's like rich. It's like, but
yeah,
I get it. I get it. I'm not knocking it. I know I'm a little strange when it comes to certain things that I crave and stuff like that.
us is truly addictive, and that's true. I have to lower my statins. I mean, I have to I won't go on statins because my family had history. But yeah, potato chips. Oh my God, I think even Oprah Winfrey was addicted to them when she was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's just it's just some things. And King syrup used to be made it's not made there anymore, but it's not the same.
Donald said the same thing I said. He said, I can't do them cookies. Look, Don, so you understood what I was saying. Like, hey, teachers on, I mean, like, there's a lot of good stuff out there, like, I guess it just depends on what you like, but like those cookies, I remember trying them because I wanted to know what all the hype was, and then I'm just like, oh my God, like it's just too rich, too much chocolate, I don't know. Anyway,
It's like
Donald agrees with me, so
a whole like
that's good. I got one good guy. I got somebody from We Own the City on my team. Yeah.
there you go. That was a good series, and I wish they would do a follow up. Like, I'm just saying if Wayne got out of jail or something, but maybe it's done. It's done.
Wayne Jenkins, yeah. Oh my God, that
The midget,
imagine. Oh
the
gosh.
stealing from the. I don't know if that really
So
happened.
Donald invited myself, Johnny, James, so a few of us to the premiere.
Oh,
So Bob was there, Bobby was
well,
there,
yeah,
Bob
okay.
was at the premiere. And this was so two premieres. So what to the movie?
Yeah.
So what was it? I forget what something. What was it? Donald was I'm a monster or he's a monster. That was the movie documentary film, and then We Own the City premiere was held in Dundalk, and he invited a bunch of us there too. Man, I mean during that time period, man, he really extended his hand and really helped a lot of us out just to be a part
Yeah.
of something that was historic for us.
Well, I think some of that I was not even aware of. And I had volunteered at Southern District for a while to help them with their data. I'm pretty good with databases. I got a monster, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got a monster. Thanks, Donald.
Thanks, Don. We the I'm trying to think, it was Bielfeld. He became commissioner for a short time, went off to Under Armour as like a security person.
Mhm.
He almost got me to leave my federal job and come to work with Baltimore City. But when you have a federal job, man, and you're almost scared to leave. I don't know how to explain that, but I was good at the more global stuff.
Mhm.
So I was, it was nice to help them, and but I never felt like I was accepted by the LEAs and stuff. So that happens a lot between feds, and you made the right. I believe I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe I did. But, he didn't stay there long, and I'll be honest with you, I can't keep track of Baltimore's politics. My my hope is that the city gets better and has another, William Donald Schaefer kind of, like, transformation into the,
Yeah.
Golden Guild type of time.
Yeah,
Um,
it's what we need, but it seems like it's a long time away from that point right now. Unfortunately, but
yeah.
I don't know. You got to just keep hope alive, and do what you can
Well,
to
yeah.
survive the tough periods, if you will.
And they still can maintain the Orioles and Ravens, so there you go. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Tennessee was trying to get the Orioles, but don't quote me on that. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I know they're building more, and they're not.
So you heard that Johnny's son told us that some billionaire bought them recently.
Oh, okay.
So I forget the name of that person, but is that who you're talking about? Because yeah, this sort of
Mm.
Orioles was just bought
But they're
by some,
staying in Baltimore.
but they're staying in Baltimore for at
See,
least
they
that's what
were
we're hearing.
being they were being kind of it's changing finally. Yeah. They were being courted in different states and stuff. I
Mhm.
think a lot of that is just because Baltimore got a bad reputation when those riots happened, and just whatever's going on in a lot of cities now, where the it's just hard for people. The cost of living and everything, we're
Believe
seeing
me, I
it.
know. I was in the store today, so I get it. I
Oh,
get
yeah,
it. Jeez.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, this is the other brother one. I can't.
Thank you so much. And listen, I know we kept you long. I'm glad you stuck around because it was good to hear from Donald. We haven't talked to him for a while, and we're actually going to have to probably eventually bring Donald on the show. So look for an invite here
I
soon,
will.
Mr.
I
Step.
will. I've
And
been watching his progress and what he's doing to combat, with the addiction and needing resources for people. That's I hope that the
yeah,
rest of the country follows suit, especially Tennessee. There's just
he,
not enough.
he has set on that mission and has not looked back. I mean, he has paid it forward. Everything that he might have. I don't know. You've been around him, right? He'll tell you stories of some of the stuff he's done, some of the stuff he's seen. But right now, he
Mm,
is helping a lot of people, and we are all grateful for what he's doing. And those people, imagine the people who he's touched, whose lives he's touched. Those are the ones feeling it the most right
yeah,
now.
yeah, and that's all we can do. Help people help themselves and get them out of these bad situations that sometimes they you know it's not by their own doing in a sense. I have had a cousin who died of well, we think she was murdered, but it had to do with drugs up in Baltimore. And I miss her every day. I miss her funniness. I miss talking with her, laughing, reminiscing. So it affects all of us,
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. I wish I was better at accepting those things. I really take it personal when it even comes to people who I don't even know. So one of
Yeah.
my drivers just lost his sister, and due to a suicide, and at least that's what the reports are, right? So it just really struck me hard. I had a messed up day that day. I didn't really want to talk to nobody. Just when he was, I'm his supervisor, so I'm listening to
Yeah.
the whole story on what happened to him, and it was painful, and it just messed it up for me, and that's not even my family. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just it's tough when you go through things like that. Just remember, other people can feel it too. Now, I'm not a big believer in death. I believe you can't kill energy, so the
Mhm.
energy will exist forever. But you do still miss that physical form of the flesh form, and because it's warm, it's cuddly. You miss it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is the saddest part, even, having Facebook friends is when you find out they pass away. I mean, the same thing with family in my phone. It's like, okay, it's time. I make a decision. It's time to take them out of the phone because they're gone. And I have to accept that reality. And with my cousin, I talk to her almost daily. And she's just crazy. I mean, funny, crazy, and
Yeah.
when you know the ins and outs of people's families, because I don't know many families that aren't dysfunctional. Um, it's it just makes it more, I don't know, real. And I almost when I went up for her funeral, I almost got into two fights,
Oh
and this
wow.
was in South Baltimore. Um, First of all, I went around to see where the house that they didn't even investigate it was just, rule, OD, whatever. So, the house that you know, they came and got her, and she like stayed in this coma weird state for a while. I went to see that house because it was next to a house I owned. And then that's when I've realized that my family was going through her stuff, even though she was up at the funeral home being laid
Oh,
out.
oh my
So,
god.
but no, that was fine. And then what happened is the drug dealer came back, and I just lost it. I mean, like, I was like, "You killed my cousin," and I was explicitives in there,
Yeah.
but, I got physical. I
Wow.
got physical with
I'm
him.
trying to picture you getting physical with somebody like
Oh,
that.
no, I did, and I was dressed real nice,
Right.
and I just
You're in
because
pain. You're hurt. You
you're
were
in
hurting.
pain
Yeah.
and you know that there's more to this story and they're not gonna tell it, or they're so wasted out of their heads, they don't wanna tell it, and so then when I went back up to the funeral home, it was so packed. This was in Locust Point, and I have a hothead cousin, and I'm a lot like him, but we don't talk no more. So anyway, he went up and he just started something with my husband and got loud. And so they're like pushing me out the door because they think I'm going to like, fist fight. And I'm like, I would never do that at anybody's funeral. But yeah, so, like you said, emotions are running high.
The emotions, and it's understandable because I tell you what, um, give me emotions. If I had a choice to just not have emotions, or to live with emotions that I have, I'm dealing with my emotions. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. I know the variety of ups and downs. Just imagine if you didn't have to ever deal with any of that. Give them to me to deal
Yeah.
with, and I'll work my way through it.
Well,
Because it's just is what it
yeah.
is. I'd rather it that way.
That's why I'm kind of when people are down about boxing, I can run with you. Yeah, I bet you can, and that's scary. Um, I did boxing because the job I had was so intense. The things that came into my brain and I had to work. And also too, it was like you just channel. And
Yeah.
not only was I feeling good, I was releasing all that,
Yeah.
adrenaline.
That built up
Built
frustration,
up. Yeah, my
aggression.
dad didn't
Just
like it. My dad
let
was
it out.
like, "I don't want my daughter
Fe-
boxing." And I'm like, "No, it's
feels good. Feels
but
good sometimes.
it
That's
does."
why a lot of people go to gyms. They
Mhm.
box. They do things to be able to let that out without hurting anybody, or taking it out on anybody,
Yeah,
in the wrong way, so
yeah,
just let it out, That's why I like what I do, the physical nature of my job, climbing up and down the truck and lifting heavy boxes and, tightening straps all day. It's just a way to keep
yeah,
my body active.
yeah.
So I definitely understand. Believe me, it helps.
But what Don's doing, more people need to do it,
Yeah.
and
Oh
I
yeah.
hope that he is, an inspiration for another person like him. Like, say, I know Kensington, Philly's been hit hard with the fentanyl and tranq, Stro, you're the man.
Thank you.
And, it's just when people realize, "Hey, this is a bigger problem than just me," and, there have been films on it or docuseries, but I don't know, that's another thing. Once I do a comedy, I maybe wanna do something more, drama
Mhm.
related, some kind of real life. I think certain topics have been touched on too much, like,
Yeah.
say PTSD, CPTSD and all that. I mean, everybody claims to have PTSD.
Yeah.
So it's,
Like to narrow it down like a little bit
yeah,
more and really see what the differences are. Like everybody's dealing with
yeah.
something a little bit different, right? But how do you really break it down? That'll help anybody that might actually have it. So, understand what they're going through as well. If you think of it like that.
Well, yeah, and it's hard because I've always been that academic nerd that, you know it's like, "Don't do this, don't do that,
Mhm.
be home by a certain time, where are you going, who are you with?" And when you live in a regiment like that where all the boxes are checked,
Mhm.
it's kind of a different. I was lucky. I think hadn't the government picked me up, needs a release. I do thrift stores. Now that's expensive.
Bob's great at it. I mean, hey, Bob, I did finally go through some of them bags, man. Real nice stuff in there. Thanks. So Bob will bring, big, massive 55-gallon trash bags of thrift store stuff. I mean, and he just drops it off and he's like, there you go, guys. Just see what's
Oh,
good in
so this
there.
is for like a charity. He drops it off.
Yeah, but yeah, we use it for props for filming. I mean, there's some nice stuff. I mean, top of the line stuff he's getting for, pennies on a dollar, So he just has the perfect places to shop, and he brings it. He just, I mean, literally just brought a couple bags, and we just was going through the stuff at Pull Like Johnny's these last couple days. So yeah, I mean, Bob does that all the time.
This players ball. I have a question. Is
Mhm.
this going to be like an? Did I read it wrong, or is it like an '80s theme, or is it?
Yeah, like 70s, 80s theme. They're gonna be dressed up, like
Okay.
that's what it's about. It's
I'm
nothing.
staying away from anybody who has skates on with
Yeah,
hot
yeah.
satin pants,
The
though.
high heels with the fish in them. Yeah, what they call
Yeah,
platforms.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
hey, he may come across it in a thrift store since Kiss is like the group Kiss is hanging up their
so
absolute
is Kiss finally wrapping it up?
supposedly. I mean,
Oh
haven't
yeah,
we been
right.
down this
Yeah,
road
right.
like about
I don't know
what?
what fountain of youth those guys found. They did something. They might have worshipped to the wrong person. I don't know how are those guys even still around. They've only been around since the 19th century.
Yeah, I know. I, if you get the religious friends of mine talking, oh my God, they're like, did you see this of Lady Gaga? And she is that, it's like, no, come on, man. But yeah, my husband and I often wonder though, because I think some of this is either being in a creative environment like way too long. I'm blessed. But, being in a creative environment, actually, like anything else, if you don't have an outlet, you can start getting crazy, okay? Because
Yeah,
you're not separating what you're doing behind, in front of the camera with how you're. I mean, just ask Kanye or whatever he calls himself now.
I don't even. I didn't know he changed his name, but I'm not surprised.
Yee wee, gotta pee.
Oh my god.
I like him. He's just,
And
it's
that's
fun.
great. See, and this is where I really wanted to get like
Yeah.
into to talking with you more, and sometimes that's what happens. We there's so much to talk about, right? And you got to give people time to come into the conversation or to really get acclimated into a conversation. That's why I like to really touch on a lot of points that just it might not always be pertaining to our livelihoods or
Yeah.
our professions and stuff. And I mean, guys know each other. Troy Edwards, he works for Universal Records.
Okay.
And he says, hey, and actually Donald and he must know each other because they're now speaking to each other. So
Yeah.
the connection,
So I can see he's in the music business. It's just his garb. It's the way he
yeah,
drives.
the way he looks and everything,
Yeah, the way that whole picture says it all.
Yeah, but I mean, so what we have to do is bring you back. Um,
Oh yeah, sure.
we'll set up another interview. It'd be good to even bring you in if you were available when we have Donald on, and just kind of make it like a group conversation. That way we can kind of pick up from this conversation as well, since we did lose Johnny, and just go from there.
Yeah, they went
This,
vertical
this,
and left.
then he blamed it on Spagnolo. I can't wait to
Yeah,
find
his
out what
signal
really
is just sitting there like, huh?
I'll find out what really happened tomorrow or whatever. But
When he was saying 2%, it didn't dawn on me he meant like the battery or
he was
whatever.
talking about I knew what he was talking about. I
Oh
knew he was
no,
talking
I
about
was
that.
thinking, okay, I'm tired of hearing this about the 1% and being political, and now there's 2%. Hey, look, if it's 2% and it's milk and dairy in my fridge, I'm okay. But y'all getting crazy on me with this election year. That's what I was thinking.
It's funny when you was talking. Well, we were talking actors earlier. I was going to ask you because whenever I went to the program I went to study the arts, it was the 1% of the actors that got most of the jobs, and you kind of alluded to that earlier a little bit because it's so many actors out there, but you see the same actors in movies constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go figure that. I'm talking about, and they get the big coin while the other actors don't really get to eat that, well, not like those guys are because they're not in that percentile.
Yeah, I it's hard to explain. I mean, I was told by a lot of people, you need to quit the government and you need to go right into acting because I used to model, I used to, be whatever. And the thing is though, you never know. So did I pick the right road? Well, I think I did because now look, it got me right back to the film. So and it's just it's a hard business. You've got you're not sure what they're looking for. Um, you know, just I mean, I've watched people that I knew that went to auditions and stuff, and they get so deflated by not getting selected.
Oh my god, I hated it. Oh my god, I hated it. I really did. You think that, you know how it is. You think that you should be the one to get that role. Like you go in there, you're dressed, you prepared yourself. If you had time, you
Yeah.
prepared yourself. You're like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. And then it's the drive, everything that you did, the whole way you're thinking about it, the whole time. That's the thing. It's like, all right, I can do this. And then you go in there and then you think you did. There's like 3 or 4 people sitting down and you think you did a good job and you're waiting for them to say something fabulous. You're waiting for them to give you that acknowledgement. Like they loved everything that you
Mhm.
did. And then they just all just kind of look at you weird and just like, okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be in, or whatever they say. We'll call you, but you didn't get the response that you wanted. I'll never forget it. But to be honest with you, Miss
Mhm.
Val, I don't have to worry about. I don't do that anymore. I don't go
Yeah.
to casting calls, cattle calls, whatever you want to call them. I have my own production company. I bring people to me,
Yeah.
and I give them opportunities in film because I have everything that I need to create a pretty decent quality film. And I've proved that we, not just me,
Mhm.
along with the right personnel, can do that. So, and you give people chances. That's all. You know.
Yeah, and that's all you can do, and we don't really know all the ins and outs. I mean, I used to run around, because we have our own internal resume. That's why people are like, "Why don't you have a real resume?" It's like, 'Cause couldn't take it out of the building. Um, but I would run around when I would hear about a job, and I just, like, knock on making things happen with these. Um, just knock on people's door and introduce myself and say, "Hey, I heard you're hiring for this,"
Yeah.
and it was kind of interesting because you catch people off guard, and even if they had somebody in mind, you just like, you know but then there were things that were changing, just like anything changes, and people were being selected before the announcements of
Yeah.
the billet, the opening was even, and they knew who they were going to pick. They
Mhm.
already knew
Yeah.
that so and so coming back from this place was going to
Yep.
get that spot. So you just messing, you know, your time up by submitting all that. But again, you never know until you know. And the worst thing that a person, it's really not the worst thing, can say is no. Okay. So you can either accept it or you can wait and come in another way, or you can say, hey, maybe they did me a favor.
Yeah. Yep.
And then,
True too.
something better comes along.
Yeah. Nah. I like how you put that. That's a very good. In retrospect or kind of perspective. And it's true. That's the thing about it. That statement that everything happens for a reason. It's maybe you just wasn't supposed to get that job. It's tough to deal with after you've done all the preliminary stuff to put yourself in that position. That's tough
Yeah.
to settle in right then. You usually that starts to happen after you've left. Um, a couple days go by, no phone call. Then you start feeling like, but you got to be tough.
Being
This isn't
ghosted
how.
on a date. It's like being ghosted on a date or with a new friend.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
They
That's a good example.
didn't like me. Do I smell?
It's hard because it affects your confidence.
Mm,
A lot of stuff could happen. So, but it, I think for a lot of us, it makes us tougher. You
yeah.
know what you can deal with. You've been there. Um, in our cases, being producers now, you know
Mm,
what to look for. Like you said about Bobby, ex police officer. They're timely. Everything's timely. Everything's punctual. Everything's serious when it's time to be serious.
structured, it's or
Uh,
at least it mostly is. I
right.
mean, and I think because we run in that kind of mindset, and it actually, I was told this because maybe I'm too regimented on certain things, or just too, stiff. They, it's like training your brain, but untraining your brain
Hmm.
is really hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's extremely hard. So we get set in our ways, and that's why I don't like really, think when a director keeps picking the same cast members to be. They've proven that they're going to show up. They've proven that they're going to be there late, 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 till in the pouring down rain, if it, um
Yeah.
so
That extra mile.
I do like to see new faces too, so there's a.
Yeah, I say
you
the same thing. What you just said, I have
know,
that conversation with Johnny and James all the time. I say, hey, look, I like our stable of actors. It's great.
but you
They're
gotta.
there. We can depend on them. But I said, as a production company, follow this in production. If you want to grow as a production company, you got to do castings the way a casting should be done, which is to allow outsiders, people who want an opportunity to be a part of your production,
Yeah.
the chance to audition and win the role. So it's like you said, it's a little give and take. You want to trust your good old reliables, but you need to see if you can establish some more good old reliables to be a part of what you work with.
And I think mature people can accept that, oh yeah, we're friends on the outside, and yeah, I did audition, but I just didn't fit that role. But
Right.
we're still friends and we still hang out, and I'll go off and do something else.
Yeah.
And it's a, just like any kind of thing, you've got the to me, it's not a competition. It shouldn't be. Because if you're doing good, then another person that you help is doing good. It's all going to build us up. Tearing down other people, or whatever they got going on, no matter how crazy it is, people will see that patterns established with them. But if you stay positive and you know you believe in people. I mean, I have a lot of people that just come to me and they tell me very personal things and never say anything. And yet on, social media, you wouldn't tell that they were going through anything.
Right. You can't tell. Well, that would be me. A lot of everybody seems to think my life is great all the time, but I go through things too. So
Yeah.
and it's just because how I carry myself or how I make it look via
Yeah.
social media. I
But
don't
not being fake
post
about
my
it.
problems and stuff. Yeah.
Not being fake about it is there's like that line. And that's one thing I think a couple years ago, I know this sounds really bad. I have an actor friend, and you may come into contact with him. Um, he's in North Carolina, and I knew he was going places. And it's just like, I wish there was a betting system with actors, because I'm doing pretty good in saying, oh, this is going
Who's
to
going
be
to make it? Who's
this
got
is
a good
gonna be,
chance?
or as a director writer, this is your breakout. You know what I mean? And I've always seemed to be right. I've always called it. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
make your prediction about me right now. No, let me
Right?
stop.
You're
Nah.
going, you're going. But no, it's just it's it's this feeling that you see people and they're navigating. We're all navigating. And I mean, if somebody asks me my opinion off the record, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest and straight up with you. But I don't have to go and say, all over the place, this person did this, that, you know,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. My friend was saying how when they started getting into acting or this business, how they thought their real friends from growing up and people that always been around them seemed supportive, but weren't.
Yeah.
And this is where it comes from. I did this and my whole world started changing. You take the first circle, even though you know these people, and even though they could be related, and you take that circle and you break them off your social media because you can text them or talk to them other ways.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Ah.
then you take the second circle, those aligned with the people that might say, "Hey, I haven't heard from Valerie. How's she doing?" And they're just giving you their perceptions. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Good
so,
idea.
yeah, I believe in going to the third circle. I don't know why. It's almost like just a trust, a network where I use the social media mostly for business. But yeah, do I post pictures of my dog? Yeah. Do I post, me going places? Yeah, but not I don't try to do it. I try to mix it with
Yeah.
that and promoting things or telling people their opportunities.
That's exactly what I do. Exactly what you just said, word for word, is what I do. I
Yeah,
mean,
I started getting rid of people if
well,
they're
I'm talking about the posting, what you post, and
yeah,
how you
yeah.
post.
Yeah, I mean, if everything in your world's negative, then you have to figure that out on your own.
I don't
Yeah.
post negativity. It's just, there's enough of that going on. I like to be
Yeah.
the counter, the balance, to fight the balance, to be part of the fight,
Yeah.
to eliminate the negativity. But
I'd like to see what's all in the works for people trying to do more comedy. I mean, we talked about that. I think right now we need it. We need it as a society. We need that comic relief. We need to just laugh.
yeah,
That's it's just I don't know. I can't wait to figure out what it is that I need to write and go forward with it. And of
yeah,
course, I'm getting more kind of writing skills because I'm mostly a technical analytical writer. So, that style changes.
I'd love to, like, write something short. I'd love to, to start like that, write a short one. I'd love to shoot it. So I film a lot. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. I'm an actor as well, but I find myself behind the camera more these days. But it's I like ideas, concepts that I can sink my teeth into, and
Yeah.
just try to create it. See
My
if I
husband and I like thought about some this is yes, I'm getting to the point that I can make people laugh
with,
with
with
this
the
one.
clothes on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you can, Bob. I don't want to see you without clothes on. Okay, just saying.
Very many people I want to see without clothes on. It just makes me uncomfortable.
I know. I know.
But
Look, Miss Valerie, I'm not. Oh, were you going to say something? No. What
no,
was you
I
going
was
to say?
gonna say this has been a really great
Oh
opportunity.
yeah.
Check out stuff I'm involved with. Yes, I have to update my IMDb
Yeah.
and I don't have a picture and blah blah blah.
Any like social media tags for people that might want to reach out to you? Anything?
um I had I had like someone who was a little too interested in me. So I locked down my accounts are you have to know somebody to know me. And then I go and check, I really look into all the metadata of who you are before I say yes or no. And then on IG, I just don't feel the safety net is there.
Yeah.
So that's like you have to request to follow me. And then I'm not really on there a lot, so people lose interest. Give
Right.
me his name.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Donald will do an investigation. We'll find
Oh,
out
I
more
know
about
enough
this.
about him. Trust me. I got all those records. But no, I mean, it's just, we live in a weird world, and it's it's unfortunate because we feel like, okay, yeah, it's so safe, I'm posting this. But really, in reality, I'm very careful in everything that I post. Not to have an address, not to have a certain background. It's just
Yeah.
I thank you both much. Definitely love. Okay. He's
Bob.
great, and I can't wait to see, Baltimore Bomb is gonna be really, really good. I think it's gonna really catch on with, a lot of people, and, go from there. And I'd love to
Yeah.
meet in person. I still don't know about the playable thing, if I'm
Yeah.
saying that
Well,
right, but
that's an event that
yeah.
Johnny and I, we always set up some kind of event, something
Mm,
that we can invite people to, something that gets people out the house, have a good time for a little bit. It's one night,
yeah.
and then we get back to what we do all the time, seeing our faces on your social media screens all the time, notifications, shows like this.
Yeah.
We're always doing something to, I don't know, um, let people know what we're doing and give them an opportunity to let others know what they're doing. So
You may need to contact Kevin Wynn and Johnny Alonso and see if about having them on your show.
yeah, so I do know Johnny. I've met him personally. I forget what movie he filmed back then. It was a red carpet premiere. It was a horror movie. I can't remember the name of it. This is a few years back, so I know John. I know him personally. I
Yeah.
was we covered um, we filmed the event. The people
I
I
got
was with, the production.
I heard he's really super nice, so
Yeah,
I
he's a cool dude. He's a real cool dude. Gentleman, professional,
mm,
and the whole nine. And he's been
yeah,
a part of a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of Disney projects. I mean, his
yeah.
IMDb's got to be ridiculous. Probably wrap around a building, and I ain't talking about a small building.
No, no, I know. He definitely he's been in a lot, and that's great. I mean, because you can get that vibe, you get that personality. It just comes through. I said, "Wow, I wanna go up there," and it's just like, I have to pick, which one do I wanna do? And if
Yeah.
we're gonna go, because, it's just been crazy this year, but we'll see. And I think
Nah,
that
but I want you to. I mean, if you, I'd like you to come into a couple other feeds. I mean,
okay.
just the conversation that we're having, just to be able to bounce off of some of these other talented people that we all know, I think would be
Mm,
good to do. And it's kind of like how we brought in Michael. You saw him sitting beside Johnny Spagnolo.
yeah,
He's a young actor. He's learning. Now we're showing him how to be a co-host. And how listening to other people who have been like yourself, who's been around, done a lot more, and he's listening. He's trying to absorb it all in. That's what Bob Heisler did. Bob embraced this and
yeah,
said, I'm going to learn what I can. I'm going to listen to people. I don't know. One of his comments in the feed said he'll go audition for a role he know he's not going to get. That's how Bob is. He
yeah.
does not care. Bob does not care, and he is not joking one iota. He's not playing. He,
I
he he's
yeah.
dead serious.
I think I know why he does that, and that's something too that is, like, ingrained if you're in, like, a system of regiment. They When you go for an interview and you know you're not gonna get it, I mean, you just know beforehand, it's a way to practice, and it's
Yeah.
also a way to get the feedback from another person to see, look at their body language, look at what they say to you, and they're critiquing you. That's what you need to focus on and tweak the next time you do have a job opportunity that you can fit. You can fit that position.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a method to that madness,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it's just, you know, it's like anything, you have to practice. And one thing about Bob, I have to say he's inspired me.
Mhm.
He's had a lot of you know, I think he had did he exactly. Yeah, Bob had some medical issues maybe too with his spine
Yeah.
or
Yep.
so have I. I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk, and you know, my body just gave out on me. And I had to learn to rewalk again. I had to learn also not to be mad and focused on how it happened and you know why me type of thing. So when I see him and him you know excelling and moving on to different projects, then I say, hey, you know what, I can do this too. So it's we kind of get that, you know, warrior
Yeah.
you know mentality because we know other people are going, and I've seen it from other people. They're speaking at events, but they've had several surgeries on their spine or you know other things happen, COVID, whatever.
Yeah.
And so you know, then you don't feel so bad. You don't feel like why'd this happen to me and blah blah blah. And you can get in that mindset and it will drag you down.
Yeah. 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 To be able to battle through that, I remember. I'll never forget the pictures Bob posted from that. It was like a World War II movie or something, and
Talons, what is it? Talent, Bob, what is it?
Talons, something Talons. Yeah.
Talons, Darren Archer's picture.
Yeah. But you'll see him. If he still got the pictures, he's got a neck brace on. He's
Oh
still
wow.
got the brace. So yeah.
Now yeah, I would have loved to go to that after party with that and stuff. I got invited, but again, it's the distance for us. We literally have to drop
There
down.
it is.
More important,
Talons of the
Sounds of
Phoenix.
Phoenix! Sounds of the Phoenix. You know, it's like I knew it. It's just, and I think Darren just had a birthday either yesterday or today. But yeah, I mean, look at them. They got a whole Brady Bunch thing going on, working full time, doing movies, you know, accidents and whatever, and they don't
Mhm.
skip a beat. That couple does not skip a beat.
Wow. It's
That's
work.
why you should have on your show.
Who's
Darren
that?
Darren Archer and somebody help me. God, I feel so bad. She's my friend. Isn't it Katie? His wife, his lovely wife, whose
Darren
name
Archer.
I
Okay. Does John M know who he is?
Bob does.
Bob know. So yeah,
The
I'd love
Archers
to.
are amazing
So
people. They
are
are
they
really amazing.
like on social media?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're on
Okay.
Facebook and all.
Darren Archer.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular spelling? Just
I said Kate or said Katie, but I knew it was. There you go.
Cat.
It's getting
Yeah.
late. But
So no, I was just.
no, he's doing, I mean, he's doing some really great things. And, you know, it's that balancing your life.
I'm gonna look him up. Mhm.
Definitely look him and his wife up. Um, Talons of the Phoenix was
Of the
really,
Phoenix, yeah, Talons of the Phoenix.
was well received. Just, you know, these are people that I want to work with at some point, you know, and I was just like I said, so lucky when I came across Dave Kerr's um, slasher nurse. I didn't even know that there were slasher nurses that they produced before, but they didn't have the budget, so the quality and of sound and everything was not as good. And now they're walking.
I'm looking for it now. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Well, no, I'm just saying there's so many. Another one to watch out for is Xander Goldman. I can put you in touch with him. He's busy on doing his next. I haven't really talked to him much. I was going to try to see if he wanted to work on something, but his whole thing is horror.
So slasher nurse playing dead.
Playing dead. Oh, I can send it to you. It'd be easier probably for me to send it.
And go away.
Go Away was one that I went to the premiere and came on late with, but I just had a feeling with her. I know he's probably thinking, "What she buttered me up for?" I'm not. I think Dave is wow, I mean, Dave is just an amazing person. He includes everybody, and, I just like the way he runs his set. It's yeah, Darren Archer and Kate Archer. And they are, like to me, they're this loving family. So they got the family thing going on, but yet they're doing movies, I mean, and balancing life. It's just, these are people that make me say, "Okay, you need to snap out of whatever you're going."
Whatever rut you might find yourself in. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever funk you're going through, just snap out
Mhm.
of it. But, yeah, Bob would probably tell you more. I don't there's so many movies coming up, I just can't remember what everybody's working on. Because 'Cause I'm kinda trying to take a little bit of a mental break too. But,
Yeah.
yeah, Vanished is one, Go Away, Slasher Nurse, um, Broken Innocence with,
Mhm.
that was filmed in not Lexington, but up in the Kentucky area, so that's not too far from me,
Right.
and, yeah, I'm excited about all the ones that are coming out, you
That's
know?
good. And then, you'll be able to move around a lot more, once you heal up more and, that
Oh, yeah.
the
I
snow clears up from around there. You can get out the house.
Well, I know. I'm trying to do more hikes, but then this ice storm moved in. I'm really kind of proud of myself. I got out of pain meds on my own. That was a decision I made. I told the pain center, I'm like, I don't want to come every month. I'm good for months and months. I take as needed. Hey, why don't you drop me? And people don't believe me, but I said I don't want that. I just don't want that life. You know, and I've worked on getting the neuropathy. Oh, yeah, there's what he showed up some
6
major
weeks. Mhm.
yeah.
After the cervical fusion.
Yeah, fusions are Darren and Kate, I've heard only positive things about them. I think they would make good guests for you too. But yeah, if Donald wants to come on here sometime, we can do that.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And like I said, I appreciate your time. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna let you get out of here. We kept you 2 hours and 16 minutes. I
And
cannot believe you stayed on
I'm
that.
a chatty Cathy. Like nobody ever comes to visit us here either. They're like, "You live too far away." And then the next thing they show me on Facebook is, "Hey, we've drove to Florida." I'm like, "You drove from Maryland to Florida,
Right.
but you can't come to
You can't
Tennessee."
go that way. You just got to go that way.
I
Nah, it's
said,
it's 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 definitely it's definitely cool. Like I'm glad I got a chance to extend the conversation because I found out more. Again, like I said, these shows sometimes they need to run a little bit so people, not
"Yeah,
everybody is instant click on the phone and have time. So it takes a
yeah,
little bit. So, but it was
yeah,
good that Donald came on. Troy Edwards came on for a little bit, and those guys are who they are.
mhm,
They're everybody's who is kind of doing something right now, and if we team up and work together like I have with these guys, and want to do more, I think we can really represent our area a lot better.
yeah,
So
yeah."
that's where I'm at with it.
And there, we will have to think down the line about incorporating movies where some of it isn't all filmed in one place.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot money and logistics, but I have the connections here. So if you're looking for something, that's
Yes.
mountainous terrain or whatever, then
Mhm.
just shoot me something. And I know location scouts in this area, or well, they actually go all the way
Thank
around
you.
the state.
We
So
talk about it all the time. I tell those guys all the time. I have some friends who live in Virginia and West Virginia, which are a little closer to us
yeah,
here. But I like shooting in areas like that, and I
yeah.
keep telling those guys that eventually we're going to have to commute to do it. Ask Johnny. Johnny, I took the PA. Well, he drove himself,
Mhm.
but he had to drive to Pennsylvania for Reverse Freedom, in which he's in. That's his first
Oh,
ever movie
wow.
that which was part of a production group
Mhm.
of people that I was working with. And
Yeah.
I said, hey, he was coming to the auditions and all that, so he knows. And that was a wooded area, in Pennsylvania. So he knows that I like to go places.
Well, we see, like I said, there's going to be more as Hollywood people are like kind of setting up shop in different places. Pain stuff on here. Yeah, I'm off the pain thing. I got to do the gain thing. Not weight though. But no, Hollywood people are coming in here. I mean, what Tyler Perry's done for Atlanta. North Carolina's becoming pretty movie friendly. Um Derek, you're everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I'm responding to Don right now. I haven't seen Donald since the Pollock Johnny's grand opening, so it's been a little while. Thanks, Don.
Yeah,
Bob,
he
I'm listening to you though. I'm
no,
typing.
I had to laugh at some of his posts about having wild partied in is it Bowley's quarters? Is that part of Dundalk or is that I'm
No,
sorry,
that's more like Chase. That's Chase.
Chase. Okay, okay. Yeah, and I said, you know what? I didn't have to be there, but I lived through it and we own the city because they have those party scenes.
He says, what do he say? He says, Miller. Yeah, he's that guy. I tell you, just special place in heaven for that guy. That
Yeah,
guy Donald. Yeah,
yeah,
good for him. Good for him. It's just awesome being a part of that kind of energy. And like even meeting you, like the energy is just amazing. Like, and that's why I say when you find that kind of stuff, each of us can help each other in some kind of way. That's just what it's about for me anymore. That's what it thrives me, to be
yeah,
able to do these kind of things. And these guys that are on this feed, they know. Bob knows, Donald knows, Troy knows. It was, some people that was probably watching didn't comment. All those people, they all know. I'm around them enough. They see me enough. They all know. They all know.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, we'll definitely have to. This is going to make time. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go because it is getting late. Even though it's like we're retired,
I
but
know.
we still have a routine.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, and we
Thanks
will be in
everybody
touch.
for watching. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks. You have a good night. All right, appreciate you. Hold on, let's see what Bob says real quick before you hang up. Bob says,
I can't see his post. Okay, hold on.
He said it'll take him 2 hours to wind down after catching this. That's good, Bob. Take your time. Don't rush it, because I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna just let it sink in.
I'm glad that some things I said resonated with people.
Oh yeah.
I have taken so many leadership courses that this really has come in handy for me, switching gears into what I've always wanted to do and couldn't do because I was working full time. So, I think brilliant people are going to really prosper this year. You're going to see some drop off. You're going to see the real go-getters in 2024.
Yeah, I think so too, and I've been saying that too. It's funny you say that. I'm listening to it. You're so spot on. It's remarkable when me listening to you, because that's something I've said too. I say that to John. I just recently said it to John. I said, John, you got to watch out. He's not the only one. We got a great editor, Jay Roberts, and he lives in the UK. And I told him the other day too the same thing. I said, I'm telling you, this year's going to be different for a lot of things that we're doing, and a lot of it's just independent related. Just trust me. And here you are saying the same thing. I mean, it's quite significant.
See you, Don. Well, I'm gonna see you all, and I'll definitely thank you very much.
Yeah, love you too. Love you guys too. And we'll let Miss Valerie go, because if not, she'll stay on, and I would too. But hey, you have a good night. Tell your husband said thanks for letting us borrow so much of your time and his time.
He's been watching a docuseries. So, okay. Would I just hit stop cam or?
Yeah, I got you. You have a great night. Thanks again. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, appreciate everybody for watching another episode of The Punch. I know we kept you guys up late tonight, but it was well worth it. Just you could always just go back, watch the show. If you tuned in late, it was a great show, great guests. Please take the time out and watch it. And we plan on having Miss Valerie back again with us soon. Peace and love. Be safe. Watch out for that nasty weather coming up, y'all, if it's going to hit your area. Love you. Good night.